Hey everyone, it's Jacob, and I'm here with the battle replay for Total War The Dawnless Days. The Dawnless Days being a mod for Total War Attila set in Middle-earth. In today's 2v2 battle, McSmurf playing as Rohan will be fighting alongside MB piloting Gondor. Both players fighting against Zhuazy, a long-time channel supporter who has supplied me with battle replays in the past, as the Woodland Realm, and Gwalthor as the High Elves. The High Elves aren't a faction that's native to the mod, and that's because they're part of a side mod called Expanded Elves, which will be linked in the video description, as will the Dawnless Days itself. Before the battle begins, I want to thank Zhuazy for sending me this battle replay over Discord, and I want to remind you guys that if you have battle replays you want me to cover, send them to me either by my email linked in my channel description, or over the Discord servers for the Last Alliance Total War, or the Dawnless Days. With that said, let's get into the battle. Putting it into slow motion, we'll check out the Woodland Realm army. So, as you can tell, already a couple of units have been added, such as the Elven King's Riders on Stags, which that was not in the mod originally, it was cavalry. Then, in addition to these guys, they've got the Lasgalen Glaives, another unit that's been added. The Warriors of the Kin Lai, I'm not too sure about this unit, I haven't seen that one before. A polearm unit. Then we have the Lords of Lasgalen. What else we have? The Border Guards, another unit I haven't seen before. And more Lasgalen Blades. Yeah, both sides just about charging into each other actually. And then over here, what do we have? Gate Wardens and more Gate Wardens. And so very cavalry oriented army. Do we have more Lancers? The Gilded Guards of Lasgalen. Then over here charging into the fog with the Lords of the Golden Flower. And that's a unit not fielded by Woodland Realm. It's a High Elf unit. So yeah, looking at the Woodland Realm, a mix of units that we've seen before and units that have been added in from the side mod. Then looking at the High Elves, we've got the Guardians of the Straight Road who look absolutely amazing. We have Horde Guardians, Guards of Imladris, more Gate Wardens, aren't their unit. More of the absolutely beautiful blue Guardians of the Straight Road, Guards of Imladris. What are these back here? Bow Warriors of Imladris. More of them. It's a very spear-oriented army. At the back we've got Elrond leading the Veterans of Eregion. Then we've got more veterans and more veterans, so some heavy hammer infantry. Then the front lines for swordsmen. We've got the Noldorin sword infantry. So yeah, I think essentially all these units have just been added in, because I don't remember these existing before. Over here we've got the Lords of the Golden Flower and their golden armor maneuvering. Then we'll pull back over here, we've got Rohan and their two units, which are just Knights of the Mark, so heavy cavalry. Then moving back to the front line of the Rohirrim force, we've got Axthanes, Guards of the Golden Hall, more Axthanes, more Guards of the Golden Hall, Yeomen of the Mark, more Yeomen of the Mark, Eorling Retainers, more Eorling Retainers. Yeah, it's generally a fairly infantry-oriented army, which is a bit of a surprise for Rohan, given they're known for cavalry. So the way I would describe it is a fairly balanced Woodland Realm force, a more infantry-oriented spear and axe army for Rohan. The Elves have very heavy elite infantry army, which is a bit mixed. And then Gondor has Knights of the Silver Swan positioned over here. The Citadel Guard. Yep, just checking it's the exact same unit. Units of the Gondor Sword Infantry and the Prince's Coast Guard, their polearm unit. Then some of the Fountain Guards. Back here, the Gondor Archers. And yeah, it's mostly sword infantry, so very standardized Gondorian army from what I can tell. And some of the Blackroot Vale archers for support. General unit is a Knight of the Silver Swan. Over here, more Citadel Guards, and to their flank, a couple units of Gondor Cavalry. Yeah, both sides are taking up position. Yeah, it's a very interesting mix. This battle could go either way. Looking at the man count, I believe the army with way more soldiers are the Men of the West, and the Elves are the one with the smaller, more elite army. And that brings to mind the question, how in your head do you think this battle starts off with them fighting in this area? Like, what's your headcanon for how this battle could have kicked off between men and elves? Yeah, let me know that in the comments down below. I'm quite interested. Over here, Elven King Riders are charging. Is there going to be a clash between both cavalry forces? This is very risky. If they lose their general unit here, they may have ceded command of the battle then and there. They're pulling out more cavalry to try and even it off. And first blood is drawn. I've never seen this unit before, the Gilded Guards of Lasguln. Very cool. It's essentially just Lasguln Lords on horseback. And Elven King Riders have been called out. I love seeing those stags. I really hope that in the main Dawnless Days mod that this gets added in. I want to see the more fantastical animals. Uh-oh. Here comes support though. The Gate Wardens. And if I was them, I would be pulling out my cavalry now. And they are doing so. If this unit's followed them, if I was them, I might wrap around and hit them in the rear. Both armies have pulled up closer to each other, moving down, rearranging, and the Knights of the Market called out. See, I know why they're pulling away. I just wouldn't have. Okay, now they're going to countercharge them. And what's this? More Knights of the Market coming. Rohan and more cavalry waiting. So both sides are drawing in their cavalry into this brawl. Smart. Infantry are about to close in over there. In come their final cavalry reserve, from what I can tell, to try and draw off Knights of the Mark. And this unit that's here is probably going to be destroyed, I'm reckoning. And we'll pull back to the front lines. Archers opening fire, trying to cause as much damage as possible. Get rid of the HUD, and there we have it. First infantry clash of the battle. What's this battle over here? Gate Wardens against the lighter Axe Thanes. Has battle been joined over here? No, not yet. So here we've got both of these armies just going ham at it. There goes a unit of Elven Cavalry. The general charges in to try and take control of the situation. There he is, there's Thranduil himself. Not quite dual wielding, but he does have both weapons. The warriors are the... Can someone tell me what kin lie is? I'm not too sure about that. I've never heard of it. See, if I was these guys, I'd pull out... Oh, the Knights of the Silver Swan have joined in. I didn't even realise Gondor's cavalry had joined in the fight. Yeah, that might tip odds a bit. But the spearmen are here, and they might be enough to try and tip it themselves in favour of the elves. See? And just like this, Rohan is about to lose its cavalry edge. There go the Knights of the Silver Swan. Absolutely massacred by a mix of the guards and the archers, which is very smart. Love all the fighting on the fog. Yet battle is to be joined between Gondor and the High Elves. Instead, Rohan and the Woodland Realm are just going at it. Ah, smart. Trying to focus on getting rid of their reserves. What unit broke? The Axe Thanes, yep. Just like I expected. Yeah, the lesser Rohirrim infantry won't stand that much of a chance, I reckon. Especially without their heavy cavalry to support them. Here though... Ooh, Elven King Ryder might be killed. If this general unit is destroyed... Very interesting. If I was them, those Knights of the Silver Swan would be coming in here. You got to speed up this battle. Even the units that are returning, I'd send them in. See? They realised they stuck around, they'd be in trouble, so they're trying to fall back to the safety of their lines. Rohan lost a good opportunity there to win the battle. Or at least tip the battle in their favour. Moving over here. Ah! King Theoden is here with a lot more cavalry that I did not know about. That apparently must have had a skirmish with the Lords of the Golden Flower. I did not know about that. Yeah, with that heavy of a cavalry reserve, they might... Yeah. Things might be more in favour of the Alliance of Men than I thought. But looking at the units here, their infantry won't stand a chance. The Yeomen of the Mark beat one unit, but these Lasgalan Blades are probably going to carve them up. If I was them, I'd send in this infantry unit that has been shot to pieces for nothing. They are beginning to run out of ammunition, however, which is good. More troops go down fighting over here. Generally, yeah, it's resembling what I thought would happen. A handful of units very low on infantry. Numbers, I should say, not infantry. In come the Elven King's Riders, and they're just going to polish them off. But the Knights of the Mark have recovered. They've actually got a good opportunity here if they catch them off guard. But they've pulled out. Smart. If I was them, I'd hit these guys now that they're not aware. But instead, who are they joining forces with? These guys to perhaps attack? Still, has battle been joined here or no? Or is it still just an archer skirmish? Yep. Exactly what I thought. The fact that none of these archers have dropped yet is actually quite surprising. Okay, now they begin to drop. Yeah, they're just having a slugging fest over here. And the Gondorian cavalry catches out Lords of the Flower, although they put their general in quite a bit of danger with that little stunt. So now the Elrond will join in. If I was them, I'd have charged Elrond. Now the Citadel Guards are coming up. And I believe we're going to see the battle actually kick off over here. Most likely. Looking over here, I'd say the Woodland Realm has won more or less. Although, yeah, their army has taken a bit of a pounding. Especially their cavalry. So I don't know why these units just aren't maneuvering yet. Because they could clear the field. This Gondor cavalry unit is going to be absolutely eviscerated. But Elrond looks like he's going to be eviscerated too. And good God, the entire ground is turned red from all the bloodshed. Yep, they're sending in more units to try and plug in the bleeding. And yeah, I figure now everyone's going to get mixed in. If I was them, I'd get the Knights of the Silver Swan out of here ASAP. They get caught up, they're done for. Yep, one unit's breaking. It's begun. The other unit charged out, got caught up. Looks like they're going to charge their line. Pulled back. And the Gondor cavalry gets stabbed to death. Not exactly a surprise. Gondor's general is pulled out. If I was them, I'd pull him out a little bit further. And here we have the veterans fighting against the Citadel Guard. Pretty interesting take for the veterans. They look quite Scythian in a way. They're going to go in for a charge. Against who though? I'm not too sure. The archers. These Lords of the Flower, that they're going to get torn apart if they get charged, yep. Ooh. Did Elrond die? Maybe. No. Ah, okay. So, they've lost their general unit, the Woodland Realm. Okay, I'd say at this point it's not that big of an issue, because such a significant part of their army survived, which means Gondor's now going to have to fight a two-front battle. But even so, looking at the balance of power, with that heavy cavalry force over here of King Theoden and his Knights of the Mark, these handful of units, they might have the men enough to try and turn the battle around. Right, it seems like everyone's just standing around on this side of the battle. And I genuinely don't know why. And the clash has begun over here. Yeah, against the elite elven infantry, I don't think Gondor's infantry will do that well. And Elrond has died, which is that could also influence how this battle's going to go. And here comes their reinforcements. It's a battle of pike and spear. It'll be fascinating to see which side survives this. I'd say the best bet that the Alliance of Men has for winning is to wait for both elven armies to fully deploy their forces into the line and then swing around with their heavy cavalry and begin doing hammer and anvil charges. But then again, over here, they're carving through their archers. We'd admittedly have used up all the ammunition, but still, they're useful bodies. So I've got no clue what's happening with the forces over here. Ah, Theoden has arrived. This is where things get interesting. Because these dudes are going to get their hell charged out of them. Again, hammer and anvil, name of the game. These Knights of the House of Yor have hit these archers, which I did not see this unit. Rangers of the Gulf of Loon. Very cool looking unit, didn't see it. They kill many of them? None of them. It's odd. I've got a feeling I know what's going to happen now. Yep, the Gondor archers have been shattered. Not a surprise there. We've got a nice archer battery up here supported by firepower, by mountain power I should say, and yet it seems to me that probably the elves are going to win this, but it really could go either way. Like, this is really nasty now, because they've let the veterans get behind their lines, and these guys will tear them apart once they get stuck in. Well, admittedly, these gold tier archers are getting run through very quickly. If I was them, that'd be my target, the veterans of the region. That was the most pathetic charge I've ever seen in my life. And see, just like this, they've taken out multiple units out of the fight because they're following King Theoden. Although admittedly, because the elves have so much ammunition, he is still significantly at risk. And these archers are now going to join in the fight in the back. Oh no, not even oh yeah, they're archers. Now who is he charging against? Because he's lost over half his unit. Yeah, this is just very weird. The cavalry is just messing around for some reason, which I genuinely don't understand. Like, they're wasting King Theoden and the explosive force of his units. Like, where's this unit going? Very brutal. I like it. And now the Gondorian line is going to get rolled up, I reckon. See, these Lasgulin Glaives are going to deploy. Ah, the Knights of the House of Yule have gone around. Smart. What are they hitting from behind? Are they targeting their cavalry? Because I wouldn't do that. It's not worth it at this point. Getting in and going for the infantry. Nice meaty target. That's a good one. Lasgulin Glaives are being exterminated by the archers. Cavalry's coming in. Ah, they're going to try and roll up their line. Smart. This makes sense. But again, cycle charge, cycle charge, cycle charge. That's the way to do it. That's the only way to bring about a victory, is just constant cycle charging. But yeah, I think even with that, the elves are going to probably win. With just a minute to go. Yeah. Like, this unit is about to shatter the way it's gone. If I was them, I'd pull out and I'd hit these pikemen over here next. Instead they're going for this unit here. Which, fair enough, like, you've gotten rid of the unit for certain. But again, you're focusing on the wrong target. It's a matter of prioritizing targets in situations like this. I will say though, it is odd. Because Rohan is the only army that actually has a general left, if I remember correctly. So unless a mass rout happens here, that just completely shatters the elven armies, I think it's going to be a victory for the elves. Yeah, 5 seconds to go. I ain't seeing it happen. Ah, it was a timed defeat. Wait, a timed defeat? So does that then mean that victory was given to Rohan and Gondor? Interesting. I'm going to end the battle. I think that's what it means. It shows a close defeat for the Woodland Realm. So yeah, I guess Rohan and Gondor won. Interesting. We'll finish the replay. We'll check out both armies' stats, but... Oh! Didn't even show me the stats. That's rude. Alright then, guys. Well, there you have it. There's the battle replay. If you guys have enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. I know it might not seem like much for such a small channel. It is massively appreciated. As I said before, if you guys want to send in your battle replays, feel free to send them to me either via Discord or via my channel email link. With all that said, this is your host, Jakov, signing out.